Today's video is sponsored by Flexispot. Hi friends, welcome to today's video. My name is Al, our little star nerd. How are you? How are you today? Before we get started, let me thank my patrons. Your names are on screen. Thank you so much for your support. You're amazing. You're great. Every month we have fun exclusive stuff over there, including physical rewards. I send out a sticker and a postcard every month, as well as access to an exclusive video, a podcast, all sorts of stuff. It's really fun. Go check it out. Anyways, listen, I know I'm using the term plein air loosely, very loosely. You know, it's just, I'm a lazy artist. I tend to not follow the exact rules of things. I just want to do it my way. I just really, whatever. My point is I wanted to go out and do some art outside. Girl, I'm not good at it. Every time I try, it's really not going my way. And listen, I understand it's a whole different practice. It's something that I have to do consistently, and eventually I'll figure out a way to make it work for me. It's just like going to the beach. Like people make fun of me for saying this. I think going to the beach and you have to get good at the beach. You don't just go to the beach and have a good time. You have to get good at going to the beach to actually enjoy yourself. And it took me like a year after moving here to figure out like how to do that. I think plein air is the same way. It's an intensive thing, and I think it takes time to figure out how to do it in a way that you will actually enjoy. I haven't figured that out yet. I've only gone a few times, including this video. I got a little cocky because me and some local friends, we started this sketchbook club, and we went to a local park, and I drew this, I painted this. And it was just the view in front of me, and I used microns and the watercolor palette that I made. And I really like it. I think it turned out really good. And I got this itch of like, I want to go out and just paint outside. And I thought like this time I'll be good at it. Yeah, I don't know if that's true. But yeah, that's what we're doing in this video. In this video, you're coming with me. We're going to the beach and I try painting outside. And as you can guess, it doesn't go super well, but that's okay. That's okay. Listen, if you have it, again, I know I'm using plein air loosely. If you watch this and you're like good at plein air, you're probably thinking like, nothing about this is plein air. You've never actually tried plein air, and that's fair, but we're taking baby steps, okay? If you have any advice on how I could better enjoy whatever it is that I am actually doing, because I don't think it's plein air, let me know. I will give the caveat that I am lazy. Like when I did the water mixable oils, a lot of people were like, oh, you should do this, and water mixable oils aren't meant to be mixed with water, you need a medium, but I'm lazy. I want to do this in like the easiest way possible. And also I think it'll be a big help when I don't go out in the middle of Florida summer. That would be a help. Now, before we get into the process, I want to talk to you about today's sponsor, Flexispot, but very quickly, we will get into the art process. If you guys don't know, I regularly use 2 Flexispot desks in my art studio every single day, and they are definitely game-changing. Not only are Flexispot desks super pretty and aesthetic, but they're also really durable and strong and functional in my space, which is why I'm super excited to show you their beautiful E7 Pro standing desk. I personally absolutely love having a standing desk. It has changed my workflow so much and made it just so much more comfortable, especially back when I did work from home and I needed to really maximize my space. Having the option to sit or stand at my desk was a major game changer. If you spend a lot of time at your desk, it's great to not always be sitting all day every day. I have a lot of back and shoulder pain, and not having to hunch over while sat at my desk is literally so amazing. The E7 Pro desk is built to be super sturdy no matter what height it's at, and it can hold up to 440 pounds. So no matter what you're putting on your desk, you can feel secure that it will function and change heights very safely. Whether you want to use it for sewing or painting, or you want to stack a bunch of computer and gaming equipment on it, you know it's going to be fine. It's also really sturdy just when you're working on it in general. The E7 Pro's height ranges from 25 to 50.6 inches, giving you plenty of options for functionality and comfort. Flexispot desks come in a variety of colors and finishes, all super beautiful, so you really can't go wrong. Flexispot has all sorts of desk and even ergonomic chair options to help you absolutely maximize your comfort and function in your home workspace setup. And if you've got a limited budget, you can check out their E2 desk model. I've had my Flexispot desks for quite a while now, and I can honestly say that my workflow would really not be the same without them. I highly recommend Flexispot desks, and if you'd like to snag your own Flexispot furniture, you can check the link in the description. You can use my code YTB30 for $30 off your order of over $500. Thank you so much to Flexispot for sponsoring. Thank you for checking out Flexispot, and now let's go to the beach. Look at my pride haul. Look at that. Anyways, I have been wanting to go do some art outside again. We'll get into the discussion of it in a minute. I'm not gonna waste too much time. I'm gonna show you all the stuff that I'm bringing, and I'm going to the beach. We won't be on the sand beach, but we're gonna go to the causeway. I'm going to do some painting, and then afterwards I'll go to the beach. That way I can kind of like sit in my car and have some privacy. But we're doing something different. We're using gouache this time. And like I said, we'll do the whole discussion of like why and what's different when I get there. But I'm bringing a board. I'm not bringing an easel. I just didn't feel like it was super necessary with gouache. So it's gonna be a little bit, you know, nothing I've done before, technically. So figuring out the setup is gonna be, you know, experimental. Paper towels, my water jar, which is dripping, brushes, palette. I didn't even bring travel versions of everything. I'm just bringing my regular stuff, which might not be smart, but sketchbook. I brought 1 tube of neon acrylic for an underpainting, and then all of my Holbein, specifically my Holbein tubes. I think I brought 1 or 2 Winsor and Newton colors. But yeah, they're all just loose in there. And that's it. Like I did bring a sketching pencil and like a sharpener and stuff, but that's it. Let me think, is that it? I have binder clips to hold my sketchbook onto here and hold the pages down. I'm gonna bring a little camping chair and like a cooler to put stuff on. I'm gonna bring like a trash water bottle that I can dump nasty water into, bring extra water to use, obviously. I'm gonna paint. I have an idea of what I wanna paint. I'm going to a beach that I've been to on camera before, actually, in a video, but I love that location, and I think it's gonna make for a great painting. I'm gonna try, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm gonna do 1 painting, multiple paintings. I really don't know, but I've been wanting to do plein air. I've been wanting to paint outside. I think it's a fun thing to do for a video as well. I think it's a really fun video, so I think it'll be good. But also, maybe I'm gonna clean this before I go, actually. But yeah, I have no idea if I'm gonna do a good job or how much effort will be exerted. Like, I've never done gouache out before, and it does feel like it's gonna be kind of hard to do. I don't know why, it just seems like it probably won't be harder than doing the water mixable oils that one time with the plein air easel. Like, I feel like that would be harder, but it's definitely gonna be harder than like sitting and doodling with a pen. So yeah, I have no idea what this kind of, like, I think gouache is my easiest medium, so I'm hoping that it will be really easy for me to do something that I'm proud of out in the field, but also I've never used it out in the open, so I really have no idea how it's gonna go. But with that being said, I've got sunscreen on, I've got my bathing suit on, got my beach bag, so now I just need to pack my car and we'll be off. Let's go. Let's get the bridge, like, face forward. Get us going over the bridge and maybe like we've arrived. It's already hot, but we've parked on the causeway and there's nobody here, which is perfect. That's what we want. But I've got a great-ish view of what I think I want to paint. So the tide is really high. There's not a whole lot of space. I might just have to I thought I was gonna be behind my car so I could use the trunk to like film from without my camera being the direct sun. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But we gotta set up, so let's go. my setup. It's mainly gonna be in my lab. It's mainly gonna be happening in my lab. The thing is I have to figure out how to get a good, angle of the art without my camera sitting in the hot sun for a really long time. That's gonna be the biggest issue, but I have the scene of what I'm gonna paint. We're going with gouache because the last time I did this, I did it with water mixable oils, which I always forget that water mixable doesn't mean it's actually supposed to be mixed with water. It's still supposed to have the mixing medium, which I got a lot of reminders on that in that video, but I think that's stupid. If I'm gonna use water mixable oils, I'm doing it for the convenience, you know what I mean? But anyways, I was really struggling with the slow drying medium. Like, it really just wasn't working for me in my process. So I just wasn't enjoying it. And I remember getting some recommendations of trying gouache for a plein air, and that maybe that would work better for me. So I'm sweating so much. Oh, wow. So I feel like gouache is a medium that I really, really enjoy, and I think I'm really good at. So I think I would have the best bet at doing something that I like with gouache. I don't know how it's gonna go with being a fast drying meat, like working with something that I can layer with. I'm assuming it's gonna go better, but I don't actually know because I've never done it before. But that's the whole point of me like using gouache, is that the water mixable oils didn't work. I'm not gonna bring a whole bunch of oils out here. I did want something that would be a little bit easier because I wouldn't say I've struggled to fully enjoy plein air, and it is something that I would like to be able to enjoy doing. So we're gonna do a medium that I already know I absolutely love and I have a lot of experience with and I know I can use effectively. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use gouache. I wanna do more than just one painting, but also I don't like painting the same thing over and over again. And quite honestly, there's only so many interesting views here that aren't just water, and I'm not painting just water. We'll see what I'm able to do. I'm gonna try to get as much of the actual art process as possible, but also my camera might combust, so we'll see what we can do. Let's get going. My camera just overheated. this is how far I have gotten in the spread. My camera overheated and it was hot. I had to put it in the cooler and hope that it doesn't die. First of all, let me say the underpainting, I did the neon underpainting, and honestly, that is not good. It's not working. It's not working well for me. Okay, there we go. Underpainting, like the gouache, I'm obviously like, it dried like immediately on the palette, of course, in the sun and in the heat. So I was having to use a lot of water to reactivate it, which made it super, super thin, which like I kind of like the look. I think it's like cute and pastoral, like you know, a little bit more monotone, a little bit more dreamy looking, because the paint is so thin that you can definitely see through to the pink. And I think it's a cute look. I think it is honestly a little bit beachy and vibey, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted a painting. I also, like, this is the warm up. I'm still kind of getting in the zone, so it's not at all the level of detail I wanted. I also think I maybe went too small. Like maybe I should just do like a full page. I don't know. I probably wasn't gonna do much more on this. I was probably gonna try to get in like the shadows of everything and then honestly call it on this one and then move on to another one of what I don't know. Because that's the other thing is I sat up and I was like, I sat up and I realized that my shadow was directly on the page, so I wouldn't be able to film it. I actually don't even know if you're gonna see any of the art footage because hopefully my camera was able to save it. It turned off while filming, so hopefully it saved the footage. So I have no idea how much art footage is gonna be in here. But anyways, my point is, if I'm able to do another one, which I'm gonna try to use this camera and just do kind of little snippets here and there. If I'm able to do another one, I won't go in with the underpainting, and maybe that will help the colors be a little bit stronger. I don't know, considering they'll still have to be really watered down. It is disgusting and miserable and hot. The page is really pilling. Oh my gosh, I didn't notice that, but it's like really pilled. Yeah, I'm struggling. This is not, using gouache isn't necessarily easier than I thought it was. I'm sweating buckets. I got paint on my shirt and I love this shirt, so going great. So we're gonna try to make this work with filming little snippets of the next process with this camera. Painting outside is really hard, guys, especially in the heat. But even still, like even just in terms of like painting in the elements of like I'm on a slant, so everything's rolling, there's wind. It's just hard. It's just hard to be painting where you're not like super comfortable and everything is under your control. But we're gonna try one more time. Oops. I realized I was sitting on my painting. I'm gonna finish this and then I'm gonna attempt a full page. Just because of the risk of things overheating, I won't do this. We'll just do one big one down here and we'll see how that works. Whew, I'm so sweaty. Painting next. I still can't really go in this direction because of my shadow. Well, maybe I'll just do it anyways. I love the way the palm trees look. I love painting the palm trees. So maybe I'll try going in this direction. Okay. We're gonna do this, or attempt to. Hey. Okay, I don't really want the road in here, but that's like most of my view. But maybe we'll just embrace it. I'd rather be more about the water and the island. It is so blinding. Oh my god, it's so blinding out here. It's really hard to even see like what I'm painting. But I want it to be good and like precise looking, but I also am really struggling with the paint drying up and it being super thin and sad looking on the paper. Like it just looks bad. And then there's the fact that I really like can't see what I'm doing, which is all adding up to a very sloppy painting. And also it's really hard to like film while I'm painting without keeping this. Like I'm trying to immediately put it, like film for a few seconds, put it back in the shade. Film for a few seconds, put it back in the shade. I don't know how much of this you're gonna see. Update time, 1 o'clock. So we've been here at least an hour. This painting looks like an elementary school painting. I'm obviously not done yet. I'm really struggling with one. I always struggle to paint water. I like what I see, you know what I mean? Like I'm understanding and processing what I'm seeing, but it's always so hard for me to then put that on paper. It always looks like weird. Like I don't know if you can see right now, I don't like the lines. So I try to cover them back up, but now it looks like weird and like patchy. The color of the pavement, I don't like. I think it's pretty darn accurate, but it also looks weird and splotchy. Obviously I'm not done. Like there's plenty of detail that needs to go over everything that'll make it look better, hopefully. But like I'm still having issues with layering. You can see like the clouds are like hardly visible. Yeah, I'm really struggling with opacity of the paint because it's so watered down because it immediately dries up, like immediately. I'm struggling with color because I can hardly see, and I don't know, the more I do this, the more I'm actually liking this one. I think despite the struggles that the pink caused, it might have been worth it for the harmony that it created at the end, because this is really looking like I have Crayola markers. I'm gonna hope that the detail can kind of pull it together, but I will say that this camera started overheating. I think I might I'm gonna try to get to near the end and then try to finish filming the end, like get the end of it. All right, besties, we're done. I was able to my camera was just about to overheat when I finished. I actually think it turned out okay. I'm not angry about it at all. I ended up liking the way the road looks. I didn't get to do as much detail. Like I would love to do more shading in like the thingies. But still I was just having the issue of the really like transparent paint. I think the biggest issue that I have with it is color harmony. I don't know, it was partly because I was rushing. I was like really rushing. I like kept mixing the green over and over and over again, but I was trying to go so fast so my camera wouldn't overheat. And so I just like never really gave myself I gave myself like 3 tries to mix the green. I never mixed it right, and so I just had to go with it. So I think that's my biggest issue, is just color harmony throughout it and lack of contrast, which is, if I was giving myself more time and leniency, I think, you know, that I would have been able to overcome it. But still, you know, there's the layering issue, not a lot of detail, but I think it turned out okay. Even for like the boring, it's also like a kind of a boring composition, too much road, but you know, it's kind of lame. The more I look at it, the less I like it. But it didn't turn out nearly as badly as I thought it might. So probably when I get back, I'll probably fill this space with something. I don't know if I'll do it on camera or not, but I'm gonna say that's good for now. And you know, I'm gonna get all of my equipment and my paint out of this horrific heat and let it not die a miserable, sad death. Yeah, so that'll be all you hear from me for a little bit, until I get back to the studio and I can give a proper outro and stuff and get some good final shots. I'm gonna go sit and tan and get in the water, and like I'm dripping with sweat, so I'm gonna get in the water and water is gonna be freaking bath water. It's not gonna be comfortable, it's not gonna be refreshing, but at least I won't be covered in sweat. I'll be covered in a different kind of salt. Talk to you later. They're both so sad. They're so sad. I was worried that I wouldn't really have enough footage, but I think this turned out to be actually kind of a fun video. Of course, it is a disaster because the whole process was a disaster. I would be very interested to see what it's like to go out during like the winter and paint with gouache. Maybe that would be more enjoyable. The whole process was rushed. The other thing is of course, I don't have to do it on camera. Doing it on camera adds so many more difficulties that makes it a lot harder to focus on the painting. And that is definitely something worthy of considering. Regardless, I did have fun. Like, it was stressful. I really thought I killed my camera. Like, I thought, like, when I touched it, it was on fire, and I was like, oh my God, my camera's never gonna work again. She's fine. But it was stressful. There was a lot of pressure. It was still fun. That's the thing, is I don't get to enjoy it as much as I want to because it's a stressful experience, but I still have fun doing it, which is why I keep going back and trying again. I do want to get to the point that I actually am able to fully enjoy the process of painting outside. The concept of it is fun. I love what other people are able to create, and I feel like I have it within me to create something that I also like. I just haven't done it yet. But I want to keep trying because I love nature. I love the concept. I like the meditative process. I like getting out of the studio. Like, I think there's so much about it that I really enjoy. But I would also like to make art that I actually like afterwards. I don't think what I did is bad. It's just like, I mean, it really looks like a kid did it. Like, really and truly, it looks like markers to me, like Crayola, like crayons. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Like I said, if you have advice on how I can get better at, or like ways to set up in a way that's more effective, and also, I'm sure not doing it in extreme sun and heat would be smart. But if you have any advice, let me know. One day I would like to build up to doing like real plein air, like with oil paints, like doing real plein air paintings. I think that would be really cool and really fun. But I think before I get to that point, I want to build up confidence in the practice in general. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you check out Flexispot. The link will be down below. I hope you guys are having a wonderful summer. I hope it's not too hot where you are, or a winter. I hope you're having a wonderful winter, depending on where you are. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.